All right, folks, the first of 3 new bikes we'll be getting for the rest of the year. This is something that I don't think most of you will have ever seen before. This is one of the most unique bikes I've ever seen. It's 5 years old. It was 7,500 bucks, and I think it's gonna surprise a lot of you once I take it out of the box. So I bought this from a bike shop. It says Fantic on the box. This is not what I ordered. I'm just really hoping that they put the bike that I did order in this box that says Fantic. Fantic is a company that makes bikes, but this is not what I bought. So we're gonna see. We're just gonna quickly unbox this. And what it looks like is, like, for some reason they didn't have the original box that the bike that I ordered came with. I'm really hoping they didn't send me a floor model, because I paid full price for a brand new bike. That would be crazy. It's also pretty poorly packaged. It's just, I mean, it's here in one piece, I hope. I guess we'll find out right now. But I've definitely seen better jobs packing up a bike. There's a lot of red flags right here. Looks like potential water damage to this cardboard. I mean, I'm not judging it by the box. It just, as long as everything's here in one piece, cool, you know? So first things you'll notice is that this is a regular bicycle as it appears. Stay tuned. This bike is something interesting that I think most of you have never seen before. And I'm excited to try it out myself. So go ahead and snap into unboxing mode right now. Okay, we moved over into some shade. So this is a bike called the LMX64. It is from a French company called LMX, and it's something different. That's the best way I can describe it without showing you what's going on in here. They make this Surron style bike called the LMX 161. However, I don't think they produce them anymore. They stopped making them, I think, to pursue the electric mountain bike space. But they kind of do electric mountain bikes a little different than most of the other E-MTB companies out there. And that's for a couple reasons. First off, it's not necessarily a new thing that they've created. As you can see, there's a big exposed motor, and there's another crazy hidden feature that you will see in just a second. Well, that was open. I'm not gonna lie, it kind of looks like this was a floor model that they just packed up and shipped to me. It's got a little bit of damage right here. There's a sticker on it. Like, it looks like that's kind of the case, which is kind of upsetting, but you know, it is what it is, I guess. As long as the bike is good, I will be happy. Here is our charger, regular old e-bike charger, nothing special there. Go ahead and put that there. So there's not much to this bike. It really, as you can see, it looks like a regular electric mountain bike, kind of like the one that I have. So yeah, anyways, this bike has been around for, I mean, a long time. I want to say, it's like the seat post just rose on itself. I must have hit the trigger. I want to say this company's been around for like 8 years, and this bike has been around in the exact same way that it exists today for almost 5 years, something close to that. You can look up this company, LMX, and look up the LMX64, and you'll see this bike looking pretty much exactly the same for the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 years. It goes back even further than that. I'm not gonna lie, is this dirt on the tires? There's no way someone gave me a test ride model. That would be insane. That'd be super disappointing, but I don't think that's the case. At least I hope. We'll find out if there's a odometer that shows how many miles are on the bike. It looks brand new though, so I doubt that's the case. Maybe it was just sitting around. So this bike was 7,500 bucks, which I think is extremely expensive, but there's nothing else quite like it. There's kind of some bikes like it. There's the Lunicycles X2, which is significantly less expensive, but also less powerful, and it has more of a trail geometry. Whereas the reason I got this was I really like the way the geometry looks. It has a little bit more travel, 180 front and rear, and a couple other reasons. We just got to get it out of this box. Let's go ahead and do that. Go ahead and get everything out first. We got I don't even know what this is. This is some type of proprietary USB cable they got. Interesting. We got a big old battery. This is like this is the clunkiest, ugliest battery. This is like a straight up Chinese e-bike style battery, but you know, whatever. Definitely not the most elegant looking solution, but it doesn't matter. As you guys know, I prefer function over form anyways, to an extent at least. What do we got in here? Allen keys. We have our manual, which is entirely in French. Well, it is a French company, so I mean, we won't be needing that. Okay, looks like that's it. Those are all the things besides the cockpit and the bike itself. So let's go ahead and get it out of the box, which will reveal something about this bike that you have probably never seen before. Oh man, it's not that heavy, which is good. So take a look at this. This bike has 2 drivetrains. It has a secondary drivetrain, which is specifically powered by the throttle. Yes, this bike has a throttle. It has a twist throttle like a Surron, and by the pedals. So the concept is that when you pedal the bike, even under load with the power, it doesn't wear out the pedaling drivetrain side of the bike, but it only stresses this side, which is designed to withstand much more load and go fast. So this is something that I've never seen in person, and it's very impressive looking. So that's kind of what the high price tag is for. You also get decent suspension, rock shocks. It's got a Zeb fork on the front, 27.5, and a coil rear shock. I think this is a Vivid, if I'm not mistaken. I have to double check that. Not completely crap suspension like you see with a lot of non-big box store name brand e-bikes like Specialized or Trek or any of that. Those brands you expect to come with good suspension, so it's good to see something on like the fringe market also have a decent suspension out of the box. Good suspension, good brakes. Formula Cura 4. These are really solid brakes. They didn't cheap out on the brakes and add Tektro. They gave you solid brakes. Love that. Love that. Solid tires out of the box. Schwalbe downhill casing tires. Very good. Wheels, they kind of look semi-budgety, but I'm sure they're fine. So not complaining about that. You get a dropper out of the box, which is great. Love that. It looks like we have to put on the front end. There's a bunch of cables. I'm not crazy about that. I'm sure it'd be easy to reduce two of them. You get a wireless axis dropper and axis shifting as well. It has SRAM NX, which is like, that's like one weak point, I'd say. At least I would expect to see GX, but you know, whatever. Look, I think they can get away with that because this is designed to not take that much wear in the first place. So we will see how that goes over time. And there is a display right there, which I'm also not too crazy about. I wish this was not something that had to be there, but it's there. So really no assembly besides putting this on. Everything is already plugged up. There's one cable we need to plug in, put the front wheel on, and then we can test this bike. So let's get to it. So you can buy this bike on their website. I bought it from a bike shop, but you can also get it from them, and it's like 7,500 bucks plus tax. So this bike comes out to like $8,000. That's just, I mean, it's a lot of money. There's no denying it is a lot of money. You can buy 2 Surrons and some change with that amount. You could buy a solid bike from a big brand like Specialized for that amount, but this thing has 2,500 watts of peak power. That's like, that is about 10 times the amount of power you get from, you know, a quote-unquote regular electric mountain bike. Now the thing is, most mountain bikers are not looking for a little motorbike to take on the trails. They just want something with really good parts, like their actual mountain bike, that gives them a little assist at the end of the day to get up the trails or whatever the case is, you know, so they can get more runs in. They're mainly used for going up the hill and then you go back down without any type of pedal assist. So this isn't really targeted towards that audience of people who are looking for, like, you know, a Specialized turbo levo. It's just like, it's, I mean, it kind of is, but it's really something else. This is like, well, I'll put it simply, when I saw this, I was like, ooh, finally I can buy one, because these have been around for, like I said, like 4 or 5 years in exactly this kind of frame style. They've updated the parts, you know, they're kept in tune with, you know, current suspension. It's still 27.5 front and rear, which I like, it's a no-brainer to make it a mullet. I don't know why they don't do that, but it is what it is, so we're gonna ride it how it is. 27.5 front and rear on a mountain bike is literally outdated. It's still fun, don't get me wrong. It's just you don't see bikes being sold in this configuration anymore. You know, I still love riding my dirt jumper, which is a 26 front and rear. It is a little strange to see though, because you really don't see any mountain bike companies selling straight up 27.5s anymore. I think because this company LMX has a new model kind of in their pipeline. I forget what it's called, LMX 56, I think. That one looks like it's more modern and with the times. It's got a much cleaner looking frame. It's also been in production for a really long time, so I am really eager to check that one out too. If I end up liking this, hopefully you know, I can talk to the brand and we can get one for the channel. I already spent my hard-earned money on this, so who knows. We'll see what the future holds, but I'm really excited to ride this bike. I'm actually super stoked. So I think once I actually get on it, it's gonna be one of the most fun bikes I've ever ridden. I'm hoping. We'll see. Yeah, these bikes started as like a DIY project on this forum called Endless Fear, which I'm kind of familiar with. It's full of like people who make crazy e-bike inventions, just wild, ridiculous things, all DIY stuff. So this bike kind of came as a DIY project. And I gotta say, if I was gonna build something, it would end up being something like this. A dual purpose mountain bike. You guys know I'm always saying, oh, if only the Surron was lighter. This is kind of the closest we're gonna get for the time being. It's also why it's really expensive still, but it is also why I plunked down my own hard-earned cash to get one to check out. Super easy installation though, we love that. It's nice to work with a regular bike that's not hard to pick up. SRAM axle, yeah, it's definitely all legit SRAM stuff. I'm sure it wouldn't be hard to upgrade this to a 29er if I wanted to. It would require buying another fork, kind of suck, but I don't think it'd actually be difficult to do. If this geometry frame was designed, like I said, it's a 5-year-old design, so I'm sure the entire bike was kind of designed around being on 27.5, but I may be able to make it work. I mean, I think this is it. That's all the installation necessary. Let's see, pedals. Let's get this thing into the sun and see how it looks. Bike itself is, I mean, the battery's not in. Not super heavy right now. This feels about the same weight as my Nuke Proof, maybe like 10 pounds more. Okay, so that's not the same at all, but it's not like ridiculously heavier. It looks good, right? The main reason I got this and didn't want to wait for the new model they have coming out this year is, one, that one's going to be even more expensive. Electric mountain bikes are just simply not cheap, so once you're in this realm, there's just premiums. I love how this frame looks. It's somewhere in between enduro and downhill. It's got 180 mil travel front and rear, so not quite downhill travel. For a brand new bike, this is just This is just not good, man. Look at that. There's a nick in the frame, a pretty deep one, and some scratches. I'm gonna have to talk to the shop I got this from and see if we can, you know, work something out there. That kind of sucks. The first person I've seen. I mean, these bikes are, it's impossible. There's so little information about this bike. I needed to buy one myself to learn about it because I don't know anybody that has one. They're just so, they're like unobtainium. They've just recently come in North America, so now you can kind of find one. I have one, but yeah, I do like what the brand represents. So their mission, they're looking for the thing that I wanted this whole time, which is like a mountain bike that's kind of got a little bit of Surron DNA. And then we have this. Let's go ahead and put the battery in. Battery's got some juice. That's great. This is like a straight up, this is the batteries I used to see when I was reviewing those Chinese e-bikes. It's just it's funny to deal with one of these again. Okay, I think that's in. There's how it looks with the battery in. It's not terrible. Definitely not like, you know, super elegant, but like, who cares, honestly. We're gonna slap these pedals on. We're gonna give it a test ride. And also, you know, pretty nice that the bike comes with pedals. A lot of premium e-bikes do not come with pedals. So if you forget to get some, you can't even ride your bike the day you build it. Gotta go spend another 60 bucks. So that's nice. It's a really nice touch. Wellgo, I haven't seen that brand in a while, but these are nice Wellgo pedals. Back in the day, in the 2000s, Wellgo was like, I know they kind of sold crap, but now I guess they've switched up. These are nice. Okay, pedals are on. Ugh. Dropper post. Bike feels good. Let's go ahead and turn it on. Actually, I don't think you need the keys on these styles of bikes to turn it on. Let's see if we just hit the button. Power button. Boom. Oh, it's got haptic. It's got haptic feedback. It has been used. It has 2.6 miles on it. Wow, they didn't even sell me a brand new bike, dude. That kind of blows. Okay, well, it's just not what you want to see. So it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 power modes. Oh my God, bro, it just goes. I gotta straighten that out still, but oh my God. Oh, it's a kind of touchy throttle. Oh my God. Okay, hold up. This is crazy. This is actually crazier than I thought it would be. All right, here it is, all finished in the sun, glistening. I called the shop that I got this bike from. They ended up giving me a few $100s off for accidentally sending me a floor model. I do say accidentally because it did sound like a genuine accident when we talked on the phone, so it's fine. I'm just excited to ride it. It has a few miles, a few scratches, whatever. This is ultimately what we're gonna be pinning it up against, the Surron Light B. By the way, I'm giving away this bike, top link in the description, hicksfam.com, along with $1,000. So if you're interested, make sure you hop over there to see all the official rules. Every dollar spent gives you 1 entry to win this exact bike right here, which is basically new. I mean, how crazy is it that this bike has almost half of the peak power of this bike? The Surron has 6,000 watts peak power. This bike has 2,500 watts peak power. And this just looks like a bicycle. I mean, everyone, you look at a Surron and it looks like a little mini dirt bike. This would fool, well, if you know what you're looking at, you'd see that and be like, well, that's a motor. But most people, it just looks like a bicycle. So yeah, with that said, now's the fun part. Let's get out and give it a ride. All right, folks, we're out here in the streets with the LMX 64. This is our first time riding it with the battery installed. Now, I gave it a quick spin yesterday in my neighborhood with the battery out to ride it like a regular bike. I'm happy to report that you can ride it like a bike because it's mid-drive, so there's no drag on the motor. It feels good. Not happy to report that the derailleur was bent out of the box. So I talked to the shop that I bought this from. I'm not gonna lay into them too bad because it does kind of seem like an honest mistake, but I would never let this slide on any other occasion. I paid for a brand new bike and I got to use one effectively, which is just insane to me. So I tried to come to terms with it. I'm gonna let it slide. They ended up sending me a few $100 back, which accounts to a discount, but disappointing. So your mileage may vary. I'm gonna get into who even should be buying this bike on this video. If for some reason you're on the fence about it, there's like, I don't even think most people know this thing exists. I'm gonna save most of my opinions till I actually ride it with the battery in, which is gonna be today. Yeah, I wanted to point that out. Like the bike was completely used. It had a couple dings. It still looks basically new. I think that's the only functional problem. I guess we'll find out during this ride. Besides that, I mean, I'm actually still very excited to ride it. So let's see how it rides. Okay, so for today's test loop, we're gonna do mainly like an urban route. We may get into some grass and dirt. I really am not sure. This is my first time ever riding this bike. I will say, wow, that's loud. I will say I really miss handling a bicycle. So this thing is about, it's claimed to be 9 pounds heavier than my Nuke Proof, my white E-MTB, which was $10,000. That's a lot of money, but this one claims to be 9 pounds more. I want to say it's more though. I want to say it's like 12 or 13 pounds more. I got to get on a scale to actually verify that, so I don't know for sure. At like $3,000 less effectively, it should offer a whole lot more. So without further ado, we're going to check out the most interesting feature. We're going to put it in max power mode. Oh my God. Okay. So, dude, oh, dude, okay, it's a little too sensitive. Okay, max power mode, the pedal detects literally any movement Oh, it's one of those types of e-bikes. Okay, got it. Any movement of the pedal going forward when you're in max power mode, it makes the bike just want to start going. That's a little frightening. Anyways, let's see how the throttle feels, dude. It's kind of bizarre. Okay, whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, whoa, whoa, whoa. This is weird. This is weird. This is a weird sensation. It is weird to be going that fast on this bike. Okay. Let me double check, make sure everything's tight before I get loose on this thing. Yeah, I think we're good. Okay. Well, pray for me today, folks. Let's go down the hill. Dude. Oh my God. Wait. Hold on, I forgot my gloves. Okay, I should probably go back and grab those. Okay, our top speed is about 32, and honestly it feels like we're getting speed limited at 32. I think that's actually like a hard limit. Oh my God, bro. Why is that the craziest thing ever? Let's go uphill. Oh wait, we need to start a ride. That's a must. This is gonna be as accurate as we can get. Oh dude, okay, the pedal thing is actually kind of nuts. It's too sensitive. Like the bike, you see, it's just jerking away from me. Pause. Anyways. Okay, uphill, throttle only, max power. We're hitting about 25,000 watts. That display is good for that. It tells you how much power you're putting down. 25 miles per hour uphill. Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's really good. Oops. Oh my God, dude. Wait a second. Hold on. Wait a second. Time out. This is crazy. This thing just jumps so easily. No. This is the most ridiculous bike I think I've ever ridden. It's kind of like magic. Wait, okay. We got a couple things to do. We got to go back to the car and get my gloves. And we got to make sure everything's zipped up. Okay, I mean, we are zipped up. Dude, okay, this is driving me insane. There needs to be like a button you can hot press that takes it out of like a pedal assist mode. Let's see if going down to 2. No, it's still like, dude, it just shoves you when the pedals move even a tiny bit. That needs some tweaking. Okay, I'm sure that the guys at LMX are gonna see this video. I just know you are. So I'm gonna not be harsh on you guys, but I am gonna provide as much feedback as I can. Oh dude, you can wheelie this thing with the throttle. Oh my God, wait a second. This might be my new favorite bike. Wait, it might be. It's kind of nuts. Okay, the grips are also not amazing. They're really sticky, but okay, that is just like, I feel like it shouldn't do that. I don't mean that in like, as in like, it shouldn't because it's designed to, but like, it's just such a weird feeling being on like a nice full suspension and twisting a throttle like a Surron and it not like being slow. Like it's actually fast, like it puts like a lot of power down. And the bike feels really good. Like the bike feels solid. It doesn't feel like a big pile of junk. Like nothing is clanking around. There's no external sounds. Oh my God. Okay, that dude, this bike is insane. Dude, this bike is insane. Wait a second. No wonder the company is called Free Ride, because this is like, oh my God, this bike is designed for free riding. Like really designed for free riding. The throttle is kind of spooky though. It's like there's a lot of ways that this bike can start going on its own. And that's scary. See, I bet even if it's just chilling by itself, if you start throttling, yeah, it's not that bad though. I mean, not throttling, but pedaling. If you're not on the bike, it'll kind of go. Okay, that's our first 5 seconds with this bike. Insane. Needs some tweaks. This is a 5-year-old bike, but if I owned this 5 years ago, I would like, it would be the pinnacle of technology. I'm really excited to see what they do next after just riding this for 5 minutes. Let me put my gloves on. I kind of feel like I'm underdressed too. I feel like I should have worn actual riding gear because this thing is fast. I have my full face on that I use with my Surron because it's a good way to film with, but okay. I mean, wow, dude. I mean, honestly, the gears don't even feel that necessary. We obviously are not taking this on a trail today, but this thing could also be sick as like a single speed or like a 3-speed. Let's test the brakes. Well, they work. They definitely lock up. The brakes feel good. They feel good. They're not in the right position that I want them in. I need to tilt both of them up a little bit. And also they're Euro style, so this is the rear brake and this is the front on the right. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, dude, I can't lie. It is so fun to putt around. This is exactly what I thought this would feel like too. To putt around a really dialed full suspension enduro with a throttle. Like I said, it just didn't exist until LMX brought it to the USA. I mean, obviously you could build something like this if you have technical knowledge, but I don't. So, you know, anyone could buy an Enduro and then buy like a Bafang mid-drive BBS motor and put it in there and get a battery and figure it out. But it's nice to have a company that did it themselves, and if something breaks, you can just hit them up instead of like spending 4 weeks on a forum trying to like come up with a solution, you know. Oh my god. Okay, let's go off. Let's go off a little bit. Oh my god, dude. Wait, this is crazy. Because it's all the, it's like it's, how do I put this into words? Like I can't even really describe what's happening in my brain right now. It's like I just unlocked, it's like I just unlocked a new level of riding. Okay, okay, okay. Oh my god, I just want to throttle and jump into everything. Dude, no, it really jumps. It's definitely a tank. It's a heavy bike, but it jumps pretty solidly. Let's try just pedaling it. Yeah, it's definitely an e-bike. I mean, there's two ways you could honestly set this bike up as. You could have it as like a throttle only monster, and like you could even remove the chain and the gears and just throttle this thing everywhere like a really lightweight Surron. Obviously you ain't gonna get the same battery life or power as a Surron, but it's much lighter and jumpable, so it's got that going for it. I mean, that's pretty nice. It's got a really solid cushy suspension. Oh my god. Oh. What have I just stumbled upon? This is the most outrageous bike I've ever ridden, hands down, for sure. It's crazy. You just want to throttle everywhere, honestly. It's just you really just want to throttle everywhere, for better or for worse. I'm sure if you took it to a trail, you'd want to throttle everywhere on the trail too. It's just like, it feels like that's the more fun thing to do. Let's get into a stiff gear though. So on pedal assist, as you can see, you can't really get that same power. You can like help yourself out with the throttle like this. I'm using like quarter throttle and pedaling, getting up with ease, but just doesn't really seem to be the same amount of power as when you just throttle it, which is crazy. The throttle, it just doesn't even make sense. It's so good. Okay, so far intriguing. Look at that little jump right there. We got to do it. I don't even have the suspension properly set up right now, so it's kind of feels kind of funky. I mean, as far as mountain bike suspension though, like, it's good. This is a less expensive Zeb, but it's still solid RockShox quality. And it's got a coil shock in the rear, so that's good. Let's go ahead and pop off of this jump. Oh my god. See, the problem is when you go to jump stuff, the throttle, I guess I just have to get used to that. I mean, as far as the exploration bike, so this is it, bro. You can do anything with this thing. Anywhere that you ever, if you do have a problem with a Surron, you can't have it with this. I mean, unless you're like, okay, let's imagine some scenarios, right? Upstairs with ease, of course. Let's say you're riding somewhere where, you know, go down here. Ugh, they already hate e-bikes, right? A place where they hate e-bikes, or a mountain bike trail where they're already like against electric mountain bikes. You're not gonna get any more leeway with this, especially if they catch you throttling. You're probably SOL. But the thing is, to the untrained eye, bro, this thing looks like a bicycle. It just really looks like a regular bike. There's nothing about it that really stands out. I mean, yeah, there's a battery, so I mean, at best, like, it looks like an e-bike, but no one expects for it to be like a little mini Surron, dude. That's good. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. It is simply crazy. Okay, we're gonna get a top speed run right here. Dude, at the beginning, your front end picks up. Yeah, 32 is top speed, which is fast as I want to go on this thing. I think probably. Yeah, I think we're good with that. That speed right there is solid for me. Let's go ahead. This just it encourages you to do every single jump. Bro, the bike is so smooth too. Like, it's really good. It's not janky and put together like it was in a laboratory. It's dialed. Look at that. It's not making any noises. Everything feels super planted. I gotta say, I'm very impressed. I'm extremely impressed. Suspension feels great, bike feels good. I don't know what else to say. I didn't know how I was gonna feel about this thing going into this day, honestly. I already spent the money, so I was like, well, you know, the money's spent. I'm gonna ride it, make a video about it. Will I keep it after that? I don't know. This just became my second main bicycle. Will this replace the Surron? No. I'm just being honest, no, it's not. You can't replace the Surron. That thing is just, it's in a league of its own, right? And also, this is probably not gonna replace my pedal bike, my XC mountain bike that I use to ride for exercise, you know? It's not in that really category either of like a bike I'd ride for exercise. This is just like, will it replace my nuke proof? Absolutely. That thing's gone. It's done. I don't know, yeah, that bike was never really for me, and now I truly have no reason to have it because I have this. Less expensive, more fun. This is a really steep hill. Let's see how it does. Max wattage, 2,500 plus watts, 22 miles per hour, up a very steep hill. I mean, obviously a Surron would just cook up that, but for it to just do that right there is, I think that's genuinely very impressive, that it was able to cook up that speed of that hill at that speed. We're hearing sirens. I see a helicopter overhead. Is there a crime scene developing like right now? I don't know what's going on. I mean, we are in Westlake, so it wouldn't surprise me, but wow, man. Okay, so anyways, here's the real scoop about this bike though, because this is not a hashtag ad. I don't have any affiliation with this brand. I bought this with my own hard-earned money. Thanks to you wonderful people who watch my videos and support me, I'm able to buy weird bikes and show them to you guys and make more content with them. That's kind of my whole thing. So I bought this bike, and what are my thoughts on it? Well, obviously it's very good, but I do think it's almost fairly priced, but not quite. I know 7,500 is enough to scoff away most people, and there's like a tiny sliver, a tiny sliver of society that would ever even be interested in this bike, and I fit in that sliver, right? That's why I bought one, because I know there's almost nothing else you could buy that's like this right now. A really dialed enduro style mountain bike with good suspension out of the box and a powerful throttle motor. It's just a weird thing, right? And now it exists. But anyways, if you're looking at this, there's absolutely no reason to just not wait for the Gen 2, which is like right around the corner. They have a second gen of these bikes. I see a big dog. Y'all see that dog? I ain't even know. Nope. Hey, yeah, he's a German Shepherd, so he's probably friendly, but you know, we'll just take the next alley. Yeah, we'll take the next alley. Yeah, I would wait for the Gen 2, even though there's nothing like this right now. If you gotta have something like this right now, well then you gotta have it, and then there's only one option. They just now made these available in the USA, so you're looking at the only way to have this experience that I'm having right now. It's on one of these, and you gotta pay, you know, 7,500 bucks for a 5-year-old bike, which is basically what I did. That was the hardest part for me to come to terms with. You know, I totally respect what they're trying to do. They need to make some money off of their initial investment so they can fund the second gen of bikes, which sounds like they're already done. I mean, it wouldn't be releasing this year if production hadn't already started and, you know, the R&D was already finished, but, you know, companies got to make money, and maybe they just didn't sell that many of these bikes internationally, so they decided, you know what, let's just throw these bikes on the USA market because there's still nothing else really like it, even though it's kind of like an old gen frame and battery design and motor. They just put some newer parts on it, which I honestly respect, and I don't think it's unfairly priced. It's like insultingly expensive, but it is, you know, it is pricey, because anyone who shops this is really shopping with a Surron, you know, and maybe an electric mountain bike, but that's not really the crowd I feel like that would be into something like this. That person truly came out of nowhere. Oh my gosh, that person just materialized. Yeah, it's kind of like two different crowds, but it's like the weirdos like me who are really into both. Most mountain bikers you find don't really like Surron riders, and most Surron riders don't really care about anything else that's going on in the world except for their Surron. So it's like a weird intersection, but they really nailed it with someone like me who's interested in both a lot. And if that's you, well, then maybe you'll like this bike too. But for most people, I think it'd be best if this, what I'm doing right now, entices you to save your chips and get Gen 2, because there was no media about this bike that I could find. There's almost nothing about the current Gen 1 that's available now. So this is what you buy. If you buy one today, this is what you're gonna get. This is what I got. I gotta say, I'm happy with it overall. Like, the bike is good. Do I wish I saved my own money and got the Gen 2? I mean, a little bit, kinda. It's not even out yet, but like I said, if you want what I'm doing right now, if you like what you see and you want this, you gotta get this right now. It's the only way, because this is the only thing that's really out like it. Besides, like I mentioned, a couple other bikes, but They're equally also expensive, have their own set of downfalls and flaws and whatnot. This is not perfect either, but it's a pretty fun bike. I'll go ahead and give it that for sure. All right, let's go ahead and end out this tour. There's something for sure on fire. Like, it's blazing. I see haze in the streets. I don't really know exactly where. It smells pretty bad. Hey, this guy's smoking gas out of the car. Let's see, there's a helicopter overhead right here. Oh, something's on fire like right here. Wait, it looks like a kind of big fire too. It's so much smoke in the air. Oh my God. Wait, something's like burning bad. Oh, there's so much smoke right here. Oh no, it's over there. Oh, I see it. Yeah, I see something burning right there. Oh, we got to get across this. Dude, I almost haven't pedaled this bike the entire time. So the torque sensor is kind of smart in that it doesn't send you into 2,500 watts of power once you start pedaling. It is like based off of how hard you mashed and not necessarily what gear you're in, because this is a dumb gear set, if you will. It's an NX, so it's not like attached to the motor or the battery in any way. So we're just pedaling right now. Let's go ahead and step on it. Oh no, you can get, you can definitely hit 2,500 watts by pedaling. Okay. Yeah, we're getting it. Yeah. So you could just take the throttle off if you don't want. Oh my God. What is going on here? Bro. Oh shit, dude. I can't even breathe. We're not staying here. I literally can't breathe. Bro, this is huge. Oh man. Bro, the smoke is kind of crazy. Is that a firefighter on an e-bike? Okay, that's new. Oh, this has turned into a huge scene. Luckily, the smoke is blowing the way we just came. I think that's why we smelled it so much. Oh, firefighter or photographer? I don't know. Yeah, it's burning. Something's burning. Still burning. They haven't gotten it extinguished yet. It's white smoke though, so that means it's not out of control. Man, they were in there. That's wild. So many of these apartments are so old. That's Fox 11 News up ahead, that helicopter. So it's like once something starts burning, the fire just gets out of control immediately. Crazy. Look at this guy sending it down the hill on a skateboard. Yo, he's shredded. Through the fire. Yeah. Yo. Straight into the fire trucks. Hey, watch out, watch out. Look up. There's a fire truck coming right at you. Holy. Only in LA, folks. Let's go ahead and throttle our way out of here. I will say you are marginally less offensive on this bike than a Surron. A Surron, people are really like, they question your every move. And on this, it's a little less offensive. You're on a bicycle still. Dang, man, never a dull moment in LA. It's like being in a movie sometimes, it really is. Folks gearing up, more emergency trucks coming. Just another day. Fire is not under control, but more trucks pulling up. We just narrowly dodged some poop. Bro, you can power manual with this bike, and it's bunny hoppable. It's heavy, but you can jump it just a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna just try and pedal for the last leg of this ride. We got a little bit of everything. So, quick heads up of things that I do and don't like. I don't like the price tag. I think it's a little too hefty for a really old bike. Say it however you want to put it. It's still an old design. I'm sure they've been tweaking it over the years, but it's like just off the mark. Even if I think it was like $69.95, it would be like a more palatable price. Once you're over 7 figures for a bike, it's just like, I mean, talking to the guy who I literally will spend almost any amount of money on a bike, but it's still, you know, it's still tough sometimes, right? So there's that. We want to take that alley right there. That's kind of our goal. Let's go ahead and wait for traffic. That's one dislike. The second is the torque sensing system. Like right here, see, it's just like it's shoving me into traffic. That could get you in trouble if you're using this as like a bike to ride in the city, which most people I'm sure will not, you know. But look at that right there. I'm trying to sneak across and I almost just putted myself up out of the straight into traffic. All right, let's go. you kind of just want to throttle this bike everywhere, which is like, I don't mind that at all. You can also pedal it, which is crazy too. Look at that, we're pedaling, getting insane power put down. I mean, dude, you kind of whiz by people the same way you do on a Surron. This thing's even quieter. It's so quiet. That's another part that is a huge plus, actually. But no, yeah, as far as my negatives, I mean, there's really not much right now. I guess I'd have to ride this thing more long term if I wanted to find some things that I don't like. But as far as right now, I don't really dislike that much. It's a very good bike if you could swallow the price tag, and if this is something that you're looking for. I mean, there's really no other option, right? I think this is pretty much it until they come out with their Gen 2. Oh, dude. That is crazy. No. Yeah, this is my new main bike for when I'm not filming or working. I'll definitely be filming with this thing too, but this is going to be my like full purpose bike. My Surrons, I really only ride those if I'm filming, or I'll put it this way, they are always fun to ride, but I'm always filming if I hop on a Surron. It's a filming mission. But this could be like, it could be a little bit of like, I could just ride this around. Like this is one thing I miss about my life before Surrons, is that there's just no way to get real exercise on a Surron, man. There's just not. You're just always throttling around. Those bikes are great for tons of things, but for exercise, it's not one of them. You know, when you're over 30, you're looking for any excuse to get some exercise in during your day that you can. And this is about as good as it gets as far as mixing those two things together, fun and a little bit of exercise. So, bro, you can like lean back on this thing and just throttle manual wheelie it. Insane. Ooh, some of the things I don't like, the list of things I do like is huge. It's been pretty much this whole video. We'll see how it holds up over time. But as far as for right now, it's been a lot of fun. Yeah. I'm happy with what I got here. Anyways, we're at the end of our ride. We did 5 miles and we killed, what was that, 28% of the battery, 1/3. That is like literally pitiful, I gotta say. That's pretty bad. That was a mix of throttling and pedaling. 480 feet of climbing, that's really not that much. Realistically, I like to think of 10% as being dead, because for most cases, once you hit 10%, your ride is effectively over. It's time to turn around or get home. So we could be fair and say that it was 28% with 5 miles covered. So you could realistically expect like 18 miles of range the way I was riding, maybe even less. I feel like that's very low. So that's a weak point, I'd say. Another thing that they should fix with the Gen 2 though, this is a really old school battery. I'm sure the new one will have like a newer style battery that's more energy dense and hopefully can give us better range, because that is the most disappointing thing by far, is how much range we've gotten out of that quick ride. We were riding for 30 minutes. We did start a hair late, so let's say 32 minutes and 5 miles. Yeah, I mean, not much else to say besides not very good. Well, all right, folks, those are my initial thoughts on the LMX 64. This is my new chill bike. I'll be taking this out here and there in future videos. I don't know exactly where and how I'll ride it and what type of content I'll do, but leave your ideas below. I'll leave your thoughts about this bike below as well. What do you think about it? What do you think about the price and what it offers? Pretty interesting stuff. Yeah, that's it. As always, thanks for watching. Make sure you guys go to hicksfan.com if you want a chance to win a Surron and $1,000. I'm giving that away until September 1st, 2024. Official rules are on the website. Other than that, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Peace.